Is the L.A. County Sheriff changing policies regarding deputies' use of force, the use of steel flashlights, and the contagious shooting phenomenon? Stay tuned. Hello, I'm Leslie Dutton. Today on Full Disclosure, we're going to bring you the news behind the news on this part 2 of our interview with the Los Angeles County Sheriff, Lee Baca, in his office at the Sheriff's headquarters. We asked him if he was making any changes to the use of force policy, and how is he addressing the department policy on the issue of contagious shootings.
We monitor all our use of force. We have a personnel performance index that automates every use of force every employee uses under any condition, so we can track it and make sure we don't have problem people who use, even if it's reasonable, too much force. The same flashlights the LAPD uses, but we do not allow for striking in the head, and we don't allow the instrument to be used for striking unless there is a threat or an attack to the person, the deputy, or a citizen. You can't use a flashlight just for compliance purposes.
We asked him if deputies were trained to help people or to arrest people.
We are a social service agency. I'm viewed as a social worker sheriff. All this stuff fits in with our reputation that we're doing more than just policing in the traditional patrol car way. We're policing by involving ourselves with the entire community.
How does a deputy control a group of people when they're under the influence of alcohol, drugs, or in an unruly mob? Can they use their charity and social skills to control that kind of a situation, we asked?
Well, there's always exceptions to anything that police officers will be confronted with. When you have an unruly person who's under the influence of drugs and is a threat to themselves and society at large, you can't use what I call the social worker approach. You have to have control. You have to go in and take that individual into a neutral place. Sometimes it does involve force, and they have to understand that the law requires them to obey it, and that we're here to make sure they do. But it's their choice. It's not ours. You see, our philosophy is we didn't start the escalation of force. The suspect did. And the responsibility for what we do lays with the suspect. If the suspect wants to be peaceful, compliant with our instructions, then we're doing good social work. But if they want to go ahead and act in a combative way, in fact lash out and hit our deputies and hit the public and pull knives and guns and the things that they're noted for, those that are the dangerous ones, then we're going to confront them with equal force and more.
Sheriff Baca came up through the ranks of the department and knows what it's like to be out there on the street. We ask him, how does a young deputy tell the difference between an unruly mob that might be a danger to him or a group of people that need kindness?
Well, deputies are very smart. You know, we train people to be leaders first and then cops second, and they have a good nose for who they can trust in a mob situation, and I think that that's where they can make their judgment call. A lot of what controls unruly people is the larger presence of deputies. That's why I'm fighting for more. We don't have enough. We need to talk to the taxpayers and say, hey, we're willing to dedicate a half cent so we can have more deputy sheriffs and police officers. People get unruly when they think they can get the upper hand on cops or citizens. So when we bring in enough officers, deputies, I think we prevent a lot of force. And that's kind of how you do it. You call for support. Don't go wading in alone.
We invite you to take the Social Workers Sheriff's Poll by answering the following questions, yes or no. Can sheriff deputies be social workers and enforcement officers at the same time? Should sheriff's deputies be restricted from using steel flashlights to enforce compliance? And can unruly mobs or riots be controlled by social worker-oriented sheriffs?
Do you want to see all the revealing information on this program that the mainstream media won't tell you? You can view this entire program on your cable system. Visit our homepage and click on the channel guide to locate your channel and airtimes by community. Or you can purchase the full programs on DVD, VHS, transcripts, or audio tapes by visiting our media store.